Have you seen my new movie? 8 motherfuckers in a cabin. Major Marquis Warren. You gotta love it when they make a Sam Jackson pop from a Tarantino movie. I want to say that this was the first time where Sam Jackson was the actual main character for Tarantino. I guess in Pulp Fiction you can say he was one of the main characters, but I think this is the first time he was the #1 guy. I'm really liking all the pops in this series. That said, I do have one major issue with this one that I'll get into once I open them up. Here's the Major out of the package, and I'm really liking it. I don't see any major paint flaws that draw your eye right out of the box. I'm really liking the pose with the 2 guns out. It just reminds me of the scene in the movie where he whips them out and kind of controls a room. That's all I'll say. I like the sculpt on the gloves. Really well done. And his little guns are tiny and they have so much detail. Look at the little chain on his vest here. Look how tiny that is, and look how good they got the paint. Really well done. I like how they gave his scarf underneath some nice texture. And just an excellent body sculpt. His jacket and everything look great. His little boots look great. I even like how they made his mustache and eyebrows a little darker gray, because in the movie they are a little darker and his beard is a little white. So that's really good attention to detail. The hairline paint isn't great on this one. I mean, that could be a lot better. There's a little bit of bleed over here, but since his beard is a little scruffy, it doesn't look too bad, and you have to really be looking at it close to really notice it. So not too bad. I mean, I don't know if these kind of spots like this are intentional or not. Probably not, since it's not all over, but I'd give the paint job a nice, decent 8 out of 10. Some little marks on here that when the light catches them, kind of oddly, they show up, but nothing too crazy. And I like how they did the half pop eyeball. They did his bottom eyelid up. Kind of like a squinty Sam Jackson look. Nice job on that. So the major issue I have with this one is that in the movie, this is all very accurate, but he does have big yellow lapels, and they're very noticeable. He has them throughout the whole movie. Just these big yellow lapels showing. And I think Funko really dropped the ball not having those in here. Because if they did, he'd be instantly recognizable as Marquis Warren from the Hateful Eight. And I just wish they would have included that. He also has yellow behind this little cape thing on his jacket. I forget what that's called, duster, like a duster or whatever. But yeah, like the amount of gray in this scarf that he has underneath is about how much yellow should be showing on him. Like the scarf would have been better, maybe wrapped around his neck, and big yellow lapels here. And I think that would have made it just 100% accurate to the movie, because all the other ones in this series are just really accurate, and that was a little disappointing, but overall he's still a really nice pop. This is a really great pop, despite that issue I have with the yellow lapels. It's just nice to have a Sam Jackson pop. Now, what would be really cool would be if they made an Ordell Roby from Jackie Brown. That would be the best. Please make that happen, Funko, even though you probably won't because it's so old. But I think that would be really great.